Home, she was uptown. Girl like that don't want no redneck around. Teacher's pet, cheerleader. How's a country boy like me supposed to meet her? One Friday night I was sitting at a red light. She pulled up in the tricked out Ford truck, revved up the engine and scared me half to death. Leaned out of her window and said, let's get dirty, sling a little mud, 300 horses underneath my hood. Let's get dirty, I know the perfect spot, take you down a back road, show you what I got, get the motor running hot, let's get dirty.
That's Let's Get Dirty with Jessie Blake. We have him in the studio, and I have a feeling there are a lot of people probably going to hear that song and be out celebrating the 4th of July in a backfield somewhere, getting dirty before they set off the fireworks. Sounds like an awesome, awesome party song. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been performing?
I've been performing, I guess a couple of years now. As far as that song, I released it about 2 years ago for fun, believe it or not, just kind of see what was going on. And it kind of went viral there for a little bit. Got quite a bit of attention on it. And so that kind of sparked the rest of everything that I started doing, which was going to release an album, actually cut an album. There's about a 2-year delay in between that time. But I actually didn't know really where to go, what to do, and started meeting some people just as soon as I actually started putting my foot forward to make it happen. And so it just started falling together in a weird kind of way, but it did. It fell together pretty quick.
Yeah. So many people, feel the same way. They don't know how to get started. They don't know what to do. And really, it's as easy as reaching out. Like, you will find that the people that are in the music industry that are running things like the TCMA, they are beyond helpful. Their whole business is based off of helping artists and, helping elevate them and get them exposure. And, if they think that you have what it takes, they will absolutely put that into you. So give them a call. Like, you don't have to go blind, just have to ask. And all it takes is getting out of your comfort zone. And, like Jessie said, all it took was just putting that step forward, making that decision and just going with it. And it's just, been going ever since. And that's an awesome thing. I mean, obviously there's adversity in everything that you do. So be prepared for that. Not everyone is going to like your music. That is going to be, it doesn't matter how good of an artist you are. Not everyone's going to like your music. So you have to be able to swallow that before you make the step forward. Otherwise, you might not have as blissful as an experience as Jessie said.
You got to keep it moving in different directions. You can't stay flat. You got to have different songs, different styles of songs on your album to keep an interest of a bigger audience, so to speak.
Right. And that's where, when everybody started complaining that I'm no longer a charting station, I explained that I did not, as an internet radio station, I want to help Texas songwriters, but I'm not just from Texas. I was a touring entertainer myself for 20 years. And I don't want, why would I limit myself as a radio station just to be, a part of something when I can be a part of something bigger. And you have to, like he said, you have to be diverse. You can't just, if you want to be successful, you can't say, oh, I'm not going to cater to anybody else. You have to be yourself still, but have a variety. There are some artists that their every single song sounds like the same song. They just changed the lyrics, and that's not as entertaining as, going from one groove to the next. So diversity is absolutely key in success as an artist. And some of these artists, Jessie, I get on here and I'm like, holy cow, that is like, you just went to the whole other spectrum of somewhere completely different. And it's so cool to see that diversity in artists, because I've had artists that, they have straight up country songs that sound like straight up country songs. And then the next song on their list is like, wow, did I just step into a blues scene? And it's awesome, because you're not getting, it's like that radio station that changes the dial, but you're the same radio station. And that's definitely a good concept as an artist, is to be diverse. I know that we had you go out and perform at Lake oh goodness, dyslexia is not going to let me say it. Was it Palo? Palo Pinto. Yes, Lake Palo Pinto.
Yes.
How was the show?
It was very good. Very good crowd out there. It was a good time. It was I guess you'd say it was a midday party. I think I took stage at noon, and because of the weather, I took a little bit longer breaks, but I actually mingled with the crowd the whole time I was doing that, meeting and talking and signing autographs and stuff, and trying to cool off. They didn't have an awning on their stage out there. It was about,
oh man,
yeah, it was 80. I think about 88, 89 degrees for the day, and it was probably, I think it was like 70% humidity that day. But it just rained the night before. So
please tell me you at least wore your cowboy hat, the vented one.
Yeah, I wore it and I melted down like a candle underneath it. But it was a good time. If it wasn't for the crowd reaction there, I'd have probably felt it a lot worse. But no, they were very, as entertaining as I guess the entertainer should have been. So we had a great time. The owners out there was, I appreciate them having me out there.
I really, when I made that contact, I've been looking for places like that for a little while, and not actively, because I have like 700 other things that I'm doing, but I had posted something and he reached out, and he actually has another location. And I sent Texas Brew Radio banners to both locations. They're hanging up in their clubhouses, which is awesome. Thank you guys for that. But we're looking forward to having some stuff over at the other location as well. And I'm excited about it, because that is more of like a family setting. That is like where country music artists should be performing. Is that around a crowd, around a campfire, outside, like that is the epitome of country music, like outside around a campfire. So hopefully we get more gigs like that we can send you all off to, because I know that they enjoyed, both you and Jason Jobst went out there, and he said he had a great time too, and the crowd was really fun. So that's what you guys want. That's what makes your job, something
easy.
That you want to do.
I
wouldn't say easy, but worth it. It makes the hard days worth it when you get a couple of days that you're like, man, this crowd is entertaining too. Like, I should have paid for this show. What's going on?
I've been a few places, be up on the stage and be playing and singing your heart out, and I don't even know you're there.
Oh man, those are hard for me to watch. I did. I'm just gonna not. I've when you have places that don't have a regular following and you try to bring music in there, it's such a hard thing as someone sitting there trying to record the artist, because you feel just so horrible that there's no one watching, because it's hard to get up there, and it's like mentally, I guess at that point you gotta just kind of tell yourself that you're just at practice and you're going through the set list so that you're not like having the anxiety about the fact that no one's listening and watching.
Right. Well, Ashley Castle is one of the owners out there. Her and her husband, and they were the two that had me out there, and they were great too. They were part of the crowd as well. So I was shocked that they weren't going to be sitting there working the whole time, and just because, but they have staff to take care of a lot of things, and they were actually right there part of the crowd. So that was entertaining as well because I could see that they were having a good time.
That's amazing. I love it. I think his name is David. If I suck at names, but I'm pretty sure.
David, Mr. David,
Uh,
David
yeah.
Castle. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. He's supposed to be building me an awning out there over that. David, if you're listening, I hope the promise is going to stay true.
Yes, especially if we're gonna make a habit out of this.
Tim, I appreciate the suntan, but I got it for the summer. I don't need another one on top of this one.
Man, and sometimes those, like we had our, I was convinced that the July 23rd was going to be a good date in the park. I don't know why I agreed to that, but we had a Texas State Songwriters showcase July 23rd last year out in the Friendship Park Amphitheater in Burke Burnett, and it was 100 degrees, and we were out there. We had 13 songwriters, 2 comedians, 16 vendors, and like I think 30 people, 30 to 40 people decided to come and melt like snowmen in July. I just told everybody it was like Christmas in July. We're just the snowmen.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel you. If it wasn't for the Texas wind, I think that the music industry would definitely be shut down in the summer in a lot of places. But that wind is life support down here for sure.
Right.
The next song that we're going to be listening to was actually just on the charts, New Old Outlaws. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this song, Jesse?
It's actually still on the charts right now. It's been out for 20 weeks right now, which is pretty long life for a song to be on the radio, and I'm pretty proud of that. But there won't be any reports this week due to the holidays, but it's been standing at 29 for the last 2 weeks. It's made it as far down as 26, but when you get down into that groove, like my promoter told me, he said that's when you start bumping shoulders with the big dogs, and you can fade back a little bit, then climb back up, but you just kind of got to hang in there and see where it ends up. And so it's had good success with it. It's only my second release off the album, The Dead Man's Hand, and it's one of the songs that I fought to actually have put on my album because I wanted it because I thought it would do so well. And so far, that's been the best song that I've had. Hooks on My Boots made it to number 33. It was 26 weeks on the charts, and it died when Santa Claus came to town. Christmas, all Christmas songs came about, and so everything shut down right there. And I was hoping a little bit more life out of him, but I think he'd probably run his course.
It happens, man. Those Christmas songs, and then summer's hard too with everybody and their mom releasing a song. This song, actually, though, I think everybody's going to absolutely love and jam to and relate to, especially with the way the country is today. This is the New Old Outlaws.
69, hear me sitting out in the field. That damn sure was a fine automobile. Now it's heaped up knee deep in farmland mud. Somebody's dreams all covered in rust. 383 and 4 on the floor. They ain't making any new old outlaws anymore.
I'm gonna make you go find that song or tune into Texas Brew Radio tonight at 7 p.m. because I'm gonna throw it in the mix for the music mix tonight at 7. That song is definitely a fun song. He's like, I'm gonna play my country music and I don't care.
That's true.
I
That's
loved it.
true.
I don't I love songs like that where you're just like, I'm gonna be myself. Like the world I've had this conversation so many times, like and one of the things that I'm dealing with the PTSD issues I'm going through is judgment. And being a professional model for 20 years, I literally spent my entire life being judged. And then I'm trying to like hide over here behind the scenes. And judgment is a big thing. And the fact of the matter is, it's going to happen regardless. I don't know why everyone took
Critical.
like the Bible is very clear that there's only one person that's supposed to judge, but we all think that we're God, so we're over here, playing God and judging everybody for everything. The fact of the matter is that I could be a preacher's wife and somebody would hate me for that. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, just be yourself in this world and don't let anybody change that. And do not let it grind you. That's the only option you have. Just be yourself and accept the fact that not everybody's going to like you.
Don't read the tabloids.
Don't read the tabloids.
Whether you're doing good or not, don't read the tabloids, because even when you're doing good, you're going to have some negativity in there.
Yes. And I know that was a big part of like when I was an active model was, man, there would be like a plethora of people I would have, blocked. And then, all my fans are like, oh, she needs to know. And I'm like, y'all just quit sending me stuff. Like there's a reason I can't see it. Don't care. Those people that don't like you talk about you more often than the people that like you, honestly. So what they are, if you can use this analogy and own it, they literally are walking billboards. Billboards cost like anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 a month to be on. And those people that walk around and don't like you and talk about you are giving you that exposure for free. I have honestly gotten some of my biggest fans from my what you would call arch nemesises running their mouth about me. And smart people know that people don't just like occupy their time with people that they don't like unless that person has something of value that they want. You know what I mean? And so smart people typically will look up that person that you're talking about and follow them for a while and make that judgment for themselves. So you don't really actually have to worry about people talking about you. It's actually a good thing if you think about it. And there can't be arrows in your back if you're not in front of the pack.
No such thing as bad publicity. It's still publicity.
My entertainment attorneys keep reminding me that I've had a couple of interesting characters pop up here in the last 6 months. I had, and I don't know whether he was Marilyn Monroe's nephew or not, but I dealt with that. That got pretty interesting. When people come in and think that they're entitled to something because they're entitled, it's mind blowing. But that's what they keep saying, like it's all publicity, and it's hard to swallow though, especially when you're so passionate about creating a certain image for yourself. It's really hard to handle sometimes. But if you take the perspectives that I just gave you and use those, it makes it so much easier. I just have to remind myself occasionally, and so I guess reminding you just reminded me. So here we go with be in your lane and don't care about the highway. Just keep driving. Right. Speaking of driving, where are you driving to for your show this weekend? I know that you got some fun, exciting places.
I am driving to PK, Possum Kingdom. I'll be out at Hemingway's Craft House this evening at 7. The show starts at 7. Now I'm glad we're doing a radio station right now, interview right now, because due to the heat, it may start just a little bit later, depending on the owner there. So it may be 7:30 to 10:30. So I hope people show up at 7. And if we're not rolling at that point, just to hang in there, if they will, grab a drink, grab some shade. And hang in there. We'll be right there. But I think that it may end up at 7:30ish, 10:30. But it is scheduled for 7. And if they want me to go on 7, we'll be there at 7:00 on the dot.
Absolutely. If you do not have plans for the 4th of July, is that tonight, Jesse?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do not have plans already for the 4th of July, it's actually the world famous Possum Kingdom Lake. There are actually very famous musicians that own houses on the lake. And so if you hang out down there regularly, you never know when you're going to bump into one of them. Jesse's going to be at Hemingway's. I hear so many people talk about such a great time down there in Possum Kingdom, and it's apparently the place to go if you are in the metro area. So go on out, enjoy nature, enjoy music, enjoy the setting, the people, and the fireworks, and the fact that we have the freedom to be able to do that. Make sure that while you're out there, you're thanking the veterans that you run across, because it wouldn't be possible without the ones that laid down the life.
Absolutely. My whole family's military. All the veterans in the world right now. Of course, I'd like to thank them all for what they've done. I really appreciate your service. I've also ran into a special man last night. He's a veteran in the Army. Did 3 tours. Had actually damaged both his shoulders in a real bad way. He's had like 5 or 6 surgeries over the years to stay mobile. He happens to be local here in Weatherford, and it's a blessing speaking with him last night while I was eating. And he actually owns the big and I'd love to give a shout out to him of his store, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Les Bell here at Santa Fe Terra. Beautiful, rustic, authentic rustic, handcrafted furniture. I mean, if you can draw it, they can build it. They do a real good job. I've been in the store before. I actually didn't know who the gentleman was until I met him last night, but me and him got to talking, him and his wife, and it just went from there. But great people, great location, great store. And he is a veteran, an actual injured veteran that was injured in the war, badly injured. I mean, lucky he's here with us today.
Well, I want you to do me a favor and reach out to him and tell him to reach out to me, and we'll do a live at lunch with him. I'm highlighting one business a week. So if you guys know veteran-owned businesses, absolutely send them my way. I completely support veterans. I myself learned how debilitating PTSD actually can be. I mean, it literally almost took my life just a very few short months ago. I can't even actually explain it to anybody. I can explain things that I went through, but I'm going to save y'all from that. But it is serious. It is an involuntary thing. It's a struggle. I talk to so many of them, and now it's so crazy because I'm an empath. So I've always, empathized with them. I've always felt their pain because I've been through trauma, but I didn't realize that I had that. And now that I do, and I've experienced the side effects of it, because I've always been mind over matter. And yes, I've always been edgy, and like, I can't tell you how many times people have asked me if I'm an MMA fighter, just because I am standing on guard. I'm ready, like always. Right. And so I've always been able to relate to them. I've always supported them. I can tell you that I have fans that still to this day go to Veterans Pub and Pizza in Peoria, Illinois, every Tuesday to get tacos, because they are owned by veterans. And Cynthia went there every Tuesday for 3 years and bought tacos. And if my friends didn't show up, I made them buy tacos anyway, and I dropped them off on my way home at their job. So like, I've always supported them, and now I understand why I've always supported them. So absolutely want to continue supporting them. It's not an easy life to live when your brain keeps you trapped somewhere that, I mean, like it's, for me, I have been more at peace than I ever have in my life, and happier than I ever have in my life. So for it to have affected me tells you how serious it is. It's not something that you can control. And the ones that are out here walking with it every day, pray for them and let them know that you're there and that you care. Hope everyone has an amazing 4th of July. We are going to listen to the first song that Jessie ever released to radio, right?
Right.
On My Boots.
Well, it's actually the first one off of the album. Yes, it's I've released a single before, but this is the first one off my album that I've released.
And this is off of the album Dead Man's Hand, which you have New Old Outlaws is out, and then Hooks on My Boots has been out, and you guys are getting ready to release another song. And I know you don't know what song it is, but do you guys know when your release date is?
We don't have a release date, but I'm going to say probably within the next 30 days. I've got something really big brewing as well, not just with that song, but it is with that song at the same time, that I'll be releasing on July 8th of what the big move is in my life.
Nice. Well, we're excited to hear about what you have brewing in the backstage over there. You guys can go to Hemingway's tonight, 7 p.m. His show's going to start. If it starts at 7:30, don't cry. Things happen. Life happens. Look out for the positive things. We're going to listen to Hooks on My Boots, and we're going to let Jessie go get ready for his show and hit the road. Y'all meet him there, and we'll see you around.
Hey, Cynthia, thanks for having me. Really appreciate the interview. Look forward to doing more work with you.
Absolutely. And we'll be back live at lunch on Monday. So tune in Monday at noon and join us here on Facebook for Live at Lunch. This is Hooks on My Boots.
I drew the son of Satan out of shooting number 5. Put my hooks on my boots, getting ready to ride. Fastened up my shafts, got my mouthpiece checked. Put it on in case I get in a wreck. Flat vest zip, cause it's the rules. Gotta have protection when you're riding these bulls. Say a little prayer before I climb on his back. Got the armor of God as I settle inside. And I'm on the son of Satan and I'm ready to ride. Yeah, I'm a cowboy and I can't wait for old homeboy to pull the shoe gate. Gonna hold him for ransom on an 8-second run. Got my hooks on my boots, gonna have a little fun.